What is your favorite part about the holiday season? Like, hot chocolate and sledding and music and family and all the things? My favorite part is the food and specifically the candy. And my favorite candy is chocolate orange sticks, which I'm not making today. My second favorite candy is fudge because my mom makes the best fudge, but I'm also not making a fudge soap today. So I am making my third favorite Christmas holiday candy in soap form today. But before I tell you all about it, hello, I am Mrs. Soap and Clay. Let's make stuff. How's it going, Sudzers? Welcome back to the channel. You are at Soap and Clay, where we make all the soapy things, and sometimes we make the foodie soapy things. And today is one of those times. We will be making a peppermint bark soap today, which is super awesome because, again, the Ghirardelli peppermint bark with the so good. I eat copious amounts of them during the holiday season every year, and yeah, definitely here for that. Now, also, before I get into the peppermint bark and the making of the things and what we did, we have some announcements. So today is day 10 of 10 Days of Thanks and day 10 of 12 Days of Christmas. Now, I already told you what we're doing for 12 Days of Christmas, the peppermint bark soap, but I need to tell you about the 10th and final giveaway for the 10 Days of Thanks. Remember back before Halloween, we made the Sanderson Sisters soaps and bath bombs? And they were awesome, and they were gone immediately, like literally immediately, gone, completely sold out. They were completely sold out except for 10 packages. So I reserved 10 packages of the full set, so all 3 soaps, all 3 bath bombs, to do a giveaway for the 10 Days of Thanks, because I knew that they were going to be wildly popular, and I wanted to be able to hold some back for a giveaway for the 10 Days of Thanks, because this is my thank you to you for being you, and for existing in the soapy world. So thank you. Though that coupon code will drop via the newsletter email at 12 o'clock Pacific Standard Time today, so may the odds be ever in your favor. I really like saying that throughout this. It's making me want to go watch Hunger Games. But yes, so that is the end of the 10 Days of Thanks. And I thank you guys so much for being around for another year of this. This is a new thing that I'm doing with the YouTube platform. I've never done this with the YouTube audience because before this year it didn't exist. So I hope you guys had fun with it. There were not as many hiccups as I expected, so that was cool. So yeah, for 10 days of, for the 10th day of 12 Days of Christmas, we are making a peppermint bark soap. So let's get to that, and I will talk more about the soap, in the video. So this soap is my favorite because it's made of like shea butter, cocoa butter, babassu, and coconut, and that's it. So nothing but all kinds of thick, beautiful, luxurious, creamy oils. A, awesome. 2, it smells of peppermint and chocolate, so winning. C, it looks like peppermint bark, like Ghirardelli. It's winning. And 4, it's really super simple to make. So all of these things really do add up to probably my favorite holiday bar so far this season, because it's, yes, totally here for that. The only thing that I have to worry about with all this is making sure that my red and white swirl at the top doesn't end up looking like meat, because that is something that can definitely happen with red and white swirled soap. It can look like bacon, and I think I've had an experience or two wherein it has looked like bacon. The moon soap, remember when we made a pink moon? That one totally looked like ham.
That was, and it was round too, so it totally looked like pressed ham. It was weird. Pink moons are cool though. I like those. I've had to remake that batch like, I don't know, like 20 times. I've had to remake the moons soaps like 20 times since we made that, because pink moons are apparently super popular that smell of gunpowder. I don't know why I'm talking about the moon though, because we're not making moon soaps today. We are making the Christmas soaps, the holiday soaps. I don't know why I keep saying Christmas. I mean, it's the 12 days of Christmas, yes, but I don't know. I just like the winter season, and I guess because I grew up in a you know, place that celebrates Christmas as opposed to anything else, it's just easy to say Christmas. But it's all of the holiday things, and none of it's like, you know, really Christian related. It's all winter related, and Peppermint Bark is super duper winter related, and so that's sweet. Now I am thickening this up for the bottom layer, and let's go pour that in and see if my red and white swirl ends up looking like meat. So the kids are downstairs right now making Gotcha Life videos. Do you guys know what Gotcha Life is? It's actually kind of cool in some ways, because it's like they're creating essentially video, like YouTube video type things or whatever, but I would prefer it if they were doing actual coding. And so, you know, Soap and Clay Kidlets, I strongly encourage them to ask for computers, like proper computers, to ask Santa for computers this year, so they can learn how to properly code and not just, you know, this. This isn't reasonably, I mean, there's a learning curve to like the figuring out like how to make the videos and doing the things, but when I was growing up, you were learning how to code on like, you know, your C prompt, and that's, where's that? Is that even a thing anymore? I don't know. I haven't coded anything in a very long time. But yeah, so the bottom layer is all of the mocha. It's all of the chocolate, right? Because chocolate totally discolors in cold process, and so it will go very dark brown as it continues to cure up. Peppermint, however, does not. It is delightful. It's beautiful to work with. It does not thicken or accelerate or rice, and it does not discolor. So that goes into the red and white portion. So we've got, again, we've got a nice peppermint mocha going on with all of that. This is going to be a very basic in the pot swirl type thing that I do. I mean, I guess that's not basic, because I started out with a proper in the pot swirl, and then at the end I'm like, let's do some thin lines. And I don't even remember if I actually like take a skewer to this or if I just pour it in as is. I mean, we're gonna find out in like 5 seconds or so, I guess. Although there's a very long, I'm just gonna shake it. Yeah, that totally looks like a peppermint candy in there. It does. And this is my favorite part about in the pot swirls, especially with thin batter, is watching it go into the mold and all of these beautiful little ribbons, and that is delightful, my friends. And that is the easiest way to ensure that your soap never looks like ham or bacon when you cut it, when you're doing a red and white swirl. Do a thin lines and pour it down the side of the mold. Don't just randomly put it into, you know, the base and the body of the mold like in an S curve or down the middle. Do it against the wall. All of your swirls will line up really well, and it will not look like bacon. I mean, unless you want it to look like bacon, which is also a very cool thing. You can totally do that. But anyway, kids are downstairs playing Gotcha Life, or making Gotcha Life videos, and they're screaming their faces off. So that's what you're hearing right now. That was the point of the Gotcha Life thing at the beginning. And yeah, this is all going to be put in the oven for C-pop and gel, you know, the huge that we do with all of the things, and we will cut it and see what we are working with, you know, tomorrow. So on to the cut. This has set up overnight in the oven. It looks so smooth and shiny and pretty. I love it, and that does not look like bacon. That does not look like meat. So, you know, as long as the inside also does not look like meat, and instead it looks like, you know, Ghirardelli peppermint bark, then we're winning across the board. This is like weirdly, this and the gingerbread, the only really foodie ones that I put in the line this year, which is interesting. But I did a whole lot with foodie, like bakery, gourmet scents for the fall line. So, you know, there's more tree-y things in the fall or in the Christmas blend. Why did I put that back? Oh, apparently I needed a different take and I just didn't cut that out. So there you go. And that looks super cute. Now the brown on the bottom, again, that's going to continue to discolor and brown out to a really deep brown by the time it's done with its full cure, because once the air is exposed, once the soap is exposed to air, it starts to crystallize and do its thing, and then the vanillin really kicks in and, you know, browns it and does the thing. And that totally does not look like bacon. That absolutely looks like, you know, like peppermint bark. And so that's so beautiful. I love that. Now, I've said this a couple times, I think, in the 12 Days of Christmas line. One of the most important things you can do as a soap maker is make sure that you give yourself a couple soaps that are easy in your line for the season, because you'll be remaking them a lot and you want to make sure that you can reproduce them, or, you know, that it won't take a day to make one type of soap when you have so many other ones that you need to be working on. And this one, definitely, I would say this one and the gingerbread, these are the easiest ones, the ones that take the least amount of time, and there's no real margin of error in them. It's just, or maybe there is a margin of error. I'm using phrases that clearly I don't understand. So you can't screw them up, is what I mean with all of that. And so that's good. I have a couple in the line that will be easy to reproduce, and that is awesome. And the smell on this is delightful. It's peppermint, it's chocolate, it's all of the things that I love just in general, but especially when it comes to the holiday season. And that is day 237, the Peppermint Bark soaps for 12 Days of Christmas.
The peppermint bark soap looks good enough and smells good enough to eat. I love this soap. I like foodie soaps in general. Like, that's just kind of, I try not to make a whole lot of them in general in life, but when I do, I'm definitely here for them. I adore these soaps. If you are interested in purchasing these soaps, you can totally get them on the website on Small Business Saturday. So just a couple more days, the entire holiday line will drop. It will be awesome and magical. There will be a sale, so go check it out at soapandclay.com. If you're interested in seeing what else we do for 12 Days of Christmas, or, you know, just in general, when we're done with this theme and we move on to soap chemistry and all the other themes and all the things that we do on a daily basis, because this is daily content, as the name 365 Days of Soap might suggest, subscribe to the channel. That would be cool. If you could click that button, it would make me super happy. For those of you who have clicked that button, you've made me super happy. Thank you for everything. Like, seriously, this is the season of thanks. I just did the 10 days of thanks. Thanking people and things is kind of my jam just in life in general. And so, seriously, thank you. I appreciate you for joining me for another round of 365 Days of Soap. That is it for me today. I will see you guys all again tomorrow. Bye.